So the latest update to the Jeep, I actually just found a company that makes these bags for water storage for like campers and RVs, for people to have a flat pack bag that you can store water in, so that when you're carrying water, you've got a huge container, but it's also something that when not in use, it doesn't take up a lot of space because you can fold it down. These are 2 5-gallon bags that I've got in the rear tire carrier here. And those are made for potable water, which is an important part of this, because now the whole system of my tailgate is all potable water. So this sink here now, which I can have the shower head on, has potable water that comes out of it. That kind of comes out the bottom there. These are the 2 propane tanks. These are magnetically stuck on and in this bag. This magnet here holds this platform in place. This extra surface for using. There's the corked fill tube. Those are the 2 water bags there. And that just goes in like that. And that pins it in place. And then you get just enough room to fit nicely 2 1-pound propane containers. And I've got the fold up tailgate table, and then this is the reinforced. I put a second hinge and then put a bar and then made 3 screws that are tapped from the top down in. Obviously this is by hand, so I don't have any machining tools really. This is with a hand drill. So I tapped those through there. And then threaded these. I have a tap and die set, so I threaded these down into there about 3/4 of an inch. So these screws support this arm as a second weight support for this, so the stove can actually hold a lot more weight now. I have a pretty heavy wok that I use. I did get a littler wok for the Jeep, because obviously you're not going to need to cook huge meals most of the time, but just to have it on hand, that's the plan, is the ability to use the heavy stuff on this. I don't want to overbear that one hinge by putting too much weight on it to start off with. But oh, I didn't put the little T member in there. And a little cross arm. There will be little threaded end bits here, little thumb screws that'll screw the stove and hold it in place, so that once you get the stove on the platform here, it won't be able to move at all. It's pretty tight as is. It stays still pretty good. But just as a second set of caution, that's going to be how that works. But this extra arm here allows me to put a lot more weight on this. So that's going to be a lot safer for keeping something cooking there. But yeah, that's the tailgate, stove, table, and the sink, which can also double as a shower. It drains out of the vehicle, so even when the gate is shut and you turn the stove or the sink on in the vehicle, you can actually drain water out of the vehicle. I have a plug for it too, so if I'm feeding the dogs the water, they can have that. I did find this really awesome little teeny wok that Lodge makes, which would be perfect for my little stove setup here. So I'm excited to try that out. I'll probably be out at the beach in the next few days, testing out some cooking and whatnot on the go. And yeah, that's pretty much all that. I did put on, I made these little quick releases for the solar, so I can hinge it up. They're just little pull pins with a ball bearing at the end, like a compressed thing right there. You can see those just jam in, and that's so that I can hinge up the top for these, which are the arms for the awning tent. Just ordered the tarp material for this so that I can use this as a annex tent. And these come out just like so. There's one on each side. And then once these telescope out, I'm going to pull those 2 pins out and then raise up this, and the fabric will pull out from under that, and I'll have a draped cloth essentially here above me and then down off the side and around the tire carrier there, just to keep the kitchen in a nice little tidy area and out of the sun and elements. But yeah, that's the latest update on the Jeep. It's pretty much done actually at this point, outside of putting the fabric in there and figuring out how to tie that in.